Hey guys, Bittersteel here, back with another video. And once again, we are returning to disaster saves. The last video turned out to be quite a success, so I've decided that that is what you guys want to see. So, if you guys have your own disaster saves that you would like to see sent in and featured on the channel, check out the email address in the description below. I'll also leave a link to this specific save file down there in that same description, so you can try this challenge for yourself. So, without further ado, let's go. Today we are featuring an Austria-Hungary game. This one was sent in by some kid, and he writes, "Hello, I was following your Austria-Hungary guide, but I messed up. I got a lot of my tanks encircled. I made one full army of lights." Ooh, light tanks. Trying to split Germany along the Oder. Yeah, I think I can see that on the map. Since I forgot to research troops transports, my plan was to cut them off there and destroy the German army by linking up with the Russians at Königsberg to build up war participation, then capitulate Germany and naval invade Italy with the tanks. I didn't build a fort line, and now I'm thinking I should have, since the Germans are pushing hard in Slovakia. I made a faction with Turkey to hide my carriers and fleet in their ports after I annexed Britain. Okay, I quite like Austria-Hungary. Let's see how desperate this situation really is. But first, if you like these videos, leave a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload more content. And if you want to support the channel and support what I do, consider checking out the YouTube membership page. Just hit that join button down there next to the subscribe button. It will take you to the membership page. It has all the information you need. With enough rambling, onto the video. Okay, first things, yikes, no manpower, but you are mobilizing some, so I'm guessing you just went up the service by requirement, I suppose. Tactical situation first. Front line, very long, massive gaps in it, many Germans, not good at all. The south, you've got a nice Bulgarian cancer here, not good either. You want to clean this up first. That'll free up this entire army, give you some peace of mind, and maybe then you can take the fight to the Italians. If you can deal with the Italians here, that's going to give you a lot more leeway in terms of troop deployment, because you only have to worry about your northern front. Africa's gone. Okay, yikes. See, you've got a puppet in the UK. Let's see what puppets you've got here. Okay, the UK, that's nice. You took their fleet. New Zealand? The Raj! Ooh, the entire Raj, that's helpful. I might be able to do something with that, and none of them are in the fight. Your biggest concern is going to be manpower for the time being. How's the air looking? Not great, not terrible? Maybe we can do something with this. Naval power. Yeah, your navy should be more than enough to secure your shorelines. Let's see, production-wise, I don't quite know what you're doing with all this infantry equipment, but okay. That's a lot of infantry equipment. You don't need that transport, man. You don't need transports. All in all, nothing really terrible. You've gone hard on fighters. I can appreciate that. That's a lot of fighters in reserve. Again, I would recommend putting like 2, maybe 3 factories at the start of the game on Toad AA, though I don't see you have it researched. It will cover you for the rest of the game. Toad AA is so powerful against light tanks. It's just great to have, but it is what it is. All right, templates. Oh god, I hope this isn't your standard template. Is it? Oh, or is it this one? I hope Infanterie Division is your standard template. This is good. This is something we can work with. Might want to add something to it, though. Maybe single companies to increase your initiative, but it's fine for what it is right now. This is your armor. Okay, what is your armor template? Oh god, 20 with light tanks. I don't like light tanks to begin with. I definitely don't like them being 20 with. I'm gonna change that. How is your research looking? You've got mobile warfare, which is acceptable. Superior firepower is better, though mobile warfare is a lot of fun. But if you go mobile warfare, go mobile infantry. Go this side of the tree. Oh, that was instant. Nice. It's just going to be a lot better for boosting your units. Trust me. The right side, it adds bonuses you don't need. The left side is really the one you want. And later on, we might be able to take Desperate Defense. That will help our manpower a lot. And with luck, I might actually be able to go back down to Extensive Conscription, because I don't like the penalties that Service by Requirement gives us. Other than that, yeah, I don't want Battlefield Support, but you're committed now. Might as well stick with it. What I tend to go for is Strategic Destruction, because you get this one fairly early on. Multi-altitude flying, giving your fighters and heavy fighters 10% agility. And in air combat, agility is what makes your fighters good. more agility is always better. So ideally you want strategic destruction to get this one, or if you want to go operational integrity, you want this one. This one is 1 tech lower than multi-altitude flying, making strategic destruction a tiny bit better. Battlefield support, you need to go all the way down. Where is it? Yes, all the way down here to get 20% agility, which is very nice, but only on your CAS. And nothing for your fighters. We'll just stick with it, but I am going to switch out to fighters. I want better fighters since we are going to be struggling in the air. I don't need that artillery right now. Artillery is just a nice thing to have, but nothing to focus on. Instead, I'm going to medium tanks, though it might be a bit late. Might actually be a bit late. I just love medium tanks. I'll leave transports on. Advanced computing machine would be cool to get, but let's see if there's not something else we want instead. Logistics companies are going to be handy. I'm going to get these better tanks, light tanks, so I can get their self-propelled guns or their AA guns. Maybe, yeah, their AA guns. They are going to be very helpful in making my tank divisions better. Or do I need oil? No. These techs are fine. These are fine. Could actually just get better CAS as well. I would like some naval stuff to, you know, dunk on the Italians, but it is what it is. I have to make our choices. I'll just get better light tanks since you seem to be so committed to light tanks. Just in case we don't end up switching over to mediums. I know mediums are my go-to, but it is 1942 and might be too late to realistically switch over. Anyway, how are your focuses looking? Pretty much everything is done. These are some claims, don't need those. This is done, yeah, pretty good. Might want to establish Air Force and indigenous designs, help our air efforts. Develop tanks, 6 days left, might as well leave it to run. Yeah, I'm gonna let this one finish, then go for establish Air Force, indigenous designs, and pick up the bonuses here. After that, I think we'll just boost air production if we need it, or construction engineering, just maybe one of the continuous focuses. I did see that your political cabinet is pretty much filled up, so we don't need the extra political power from not taking a focus. I think it's fine. Let's see, your stability is good. Good-ish. War support's fine, so we don't need any of these buffs. Quite like that situation, just the manpower is an issue. Okay, strategic plan. I intend to fall back in the north. This entire front, trying to retake positions along the Sudetenland forts and try to push out wherever I can before the Germans in this region realize what's up. I think the Germans are repositioning to deal with the Russians. Now, I see you've lost a couple of Sudetenland positions, but I have noticed the AI sometimes does strange things the first time you launch a save file, so I hope to exploit that. I know, I don't usually exploit things in the game, but in this case it might be very helpful. Sometimes when you first load a save game, the AI decides to completely overhaul its military, and by that I mean it's just completely sending things left, right, just everywhere, redeploying at random. We might be able to use that to retake these 2 provinces. These are fort lines, level 7 forts. I would very much like to sit my troops on that just to secure our position. But we will have some work ahead of us. I'm gonna make this a little shorter. Don't want this province to... it's pointless. I'm not sure if I want to hold on to Tyrol. There's a lot of factories here, but it does extend our line quite a bit. We'll hold this position for now. Anyway, I'm gonna delete this line and halt all units. This is going to be a pain, but I am going to quickly manually try and position troops in the best possible locations. I don't want to take that province. It can be attacked from too many sides, and it's hills. These are much more favorable. I'm gonna push these units ahead as far as I can. What I want to do here is push this river line. That river line is going... oh, just gonna get rid of this unit. Yay, manpower. Anyway, push this river line is gonna be a lot easier to hold in case the Russians get pushed back some more, so we can dig in behind this river here in its entirety. So yeah, push to that river. This part of the line, yeah, the terrain's not great. We'll have to compensate that with stacking more units here. This part of the terrain, fairly mountainous, good forests, we might be able to hold relatively easily here. And the rest of these provinces, we will just pour troops in. Just get troops into the old Sudetenland fort positions. This position is going to be completely abandoned. It is untenable. It's not something we can hold, so this pocket is going to be handed back to the enemy. Not ideal, but it just leaves us too overextended. With a little luck, if this guy moves out, we can push up to the river line here, making for a much more defensible front. In Italy here, I'll leave these guys to hold the Alpine front. Italy can be very aggressive here. I don't want to risk redeploying these units. They can hold. For the situation in Greece, I see these units are low. We might be able to exploit that and get a good encirclement, or we might not. It's going to depend. I will have to make some sacrifices here. Oh, yeah, that's looking bad. Some difficult choices here. I'm gonna give these guys a shorter line. Shorten this line up to, like, here. And I'll leave the Purple Army to cover the Greek flank. I don't want the Italians to link up with the Bulgarians. That will cause Italian troops to rush into Bulgaria. Don't want that. I need to knock out Bulgaria quickly so I can redeploy that army. What else? Let's see. Maybe I can redeploy troops to bottle these guys up here, and I will have to get rid of some divisions just to conserve manpower. This should give us a little bit of leeway. Might allow us to put up more air as well. That leaves us with the armor. Oh no, wait, I see situation here. Redeploy there, redeploy there, redeploy there. You make a pinning attack there, and close. Now, the armor. Don't like 20 widths. So I'm going to change the template for the armored divisions, and while I realize that 40 width light tanks are not exactly optimal, we just need a little bit of an edge. No, this is too many light tanks. Just one more. No, it's fine. Yes, I know our organization is pretty high. I could get more light tanks and fewer motorized, but I don't have that many light tanks in stock. This is already going to stretch our resources quite thin and add engineers. Now what I'm going to do is, with the tanks we have, I'm going to consolidate them by clicking this button whenever I have 2 units selected. It's going to fold them into one fully equipped unit, and anything left over is going back into our stockpile. This is going to be a lot quicker than waiting for these guys to fill up. I'd rather have 10 fully equipped divisions than having 20 half-strength divisions. Alright, that leaves us with 10 full strength, or almost full strength, light tank divisions. At least they're 40 width, and I'm gonna redeploy them to take care of Bulgaria. I don't want to push from here. Yes, it's close to their capital, but the terrain is far from optimal for tanks. Instead, I want to push in from this side. No river lines, and it's almost all plains. I can use that to completely roll up the Bulgarian lines, and there's a lot of victory points in the region. Now for this front. Ooh, I'll give him defensive doctrine. That's going to be good. For this front, fallback line along the positions that we hope to take. I'll have to adjust this eventually. This is just a guide for me, so I know where I want my units to be. If we are lucky and the situation works out for us, we might be able to take quite a bit of land. Oh, right, yeah, no, can't do that. Fallback lines are horrible. I'll just manually keep redeploying units into positions I want them to be at. Ideally, I'd draw fallback line, but yeah, the game's being annoying. All right, that's troop movements. I know it's tedious. Air. I like to make my air wings 100. It's easier to do math that way, and I do believe they perform better in these numbers. Get rid of your transports, don't need them. Everybody, air superiority and close air support. And I am going to click this button for more ground crews. It just makes your air operations a lot more efficient. It can help giving you the edge you need. This, again, weird numbers on your air wings. Like I said, I prefer to have them at 100. Might just be a pet peeve of mine, but I always make sure. I'll also deploy a few airplanes to the south so we can deal with the Bulgarians as well. Speed is going to be important in the south. I want those units available to deal with the Italians if they come knocking, or to deal with the Germans if they decide they want a piece. Alright, that just leaves the Navy. I'll just sail them over to one of our ports. I'll just sail them over to Mantentia, one of our own naval bases, to get some repairs if need be. Then once they're there, I'll reorganize them, see if I can make them into something to shield our coastlines from naval invasions. Though I don't really think the Italians are going to naval invade. The AI is not that keen on naval invasions if they have a direct land route to your lands, which they most certainly do. But it's something to keep an eye on nonetheless. Now, let's see, trade is fine. Yeah, you're not going to be able to trade with anyone you don't have a direct land connection with, because it looks like Italy and the Axis control the entire Mediterranean. So you're pretty much stuck trading with the Soviet Union for, well, everything. As a result, you might be somewhat screwed when the USSR goes closed economy. Something you want to keep an eye out. If that happens, you'll have to break open the Suez. Should be relatively easy with your fleet. Alright, production, let's adjust that as well. That's fine, you don't need that many trucks. Fighters is good. Support equipment's fine. You definitely don't need this much on infantry equipment. I'll leave some on light tanks. Can I make variants? No, no variants. Can I make anything else? No. I think I'll just go big on air until we get some more interesting stuff researched, like AA variants for the light tanks, maybe some medium tanks. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Yeah, for now, I'll just put factories on tanks. Anything spare can go on infantry equipment. Good. Let's adjust trade. It's fortunate that we can trade with the Soviet Union. Alright, my biggest concern is just going to be the northern front line. I'm going to unpause the game and keep a very close eye on what the Germans do. If Germany repositions extensively, we might be able to use that to our advantage and actually take back these forts here and push to this river. If they don't, we'll just dig in and I'll set a field marshal order along the front line. I just don't want to do it yet because it's going to make my troops reposition in ways I don't want to because of the way field marshal orders or just orders in general work if they are not put in the right position, let's say. It's difficult to explain. The armor just go there. Alright, let's unpause and see what happens. Looks like the Germans aren't really aggressive. Oh, they're leaving positions. I'm gonna take that. They're leaving these positions open as well. I am quickly going to exploit that if I can. I'm gonna pin these guys there, and with a little luck, we might be able to push all the way to that river. They've also left this tile completely open. I would be a fool not to exploit that. And they're leaving this tile as well. Okay, this is perfect. I'll be able to push through those lines. These are in position in defensive areas. That's good. I'm gonna push up to this fort as well, and that is gonna be it. I'm gonna dig in for the rest. This is fine. We'll take that mountain tile. Good, 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 good. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to exploit AI incompetence, you know. Maybe it's not fair, but hey, war is not fair. Right, they seem to have pushed here. That's, I want to say bad, but doesn't really matter. Oh, this is great. The Italians have decided to be incompetent as usual. Just need to hold here. That's a lot easier to defend. You guys defend there. You pin here. You walk to Corfu. And you head there. I just need to clean that up. They're nice and contained. As far as Bulgaria is concerned, my tanks will be positioned soon enough. Italians not doing anything. Good, good. Okay. I know this is slow and somewhat confusing, maybe, but the setup is everything in these kinds of scenarios. Our tanks developed. I'll now establish Air Force and get indigenous designs. That'll help us in the air war. Can push to this tile. Next, I'll have a good defensive position along this river line here. Is that the Danube? I have no idea. Probably is. I've got all the tiles I wanted to set up my defensive line. Time to make that field marshal order so I don't have to manually do this. Just have to be very careful that the right provinces are now being covered. Yes, this would be easier with a frontline order, but I can't do that until that massive bulge in the line to the north is fixed. There. I don't need to cover that Soviet tile. That should allow these units to position... No, this is why I need to be careful. We're not covering that tile. Well, we really should. It's important that we do. Our defensive line is ready. We'll just leave the army to reposition and we can start dealing with Bulgaria. Should be able to do incredible damage to the Bulgarians here. We'll just leave the AI to reposition that front line. Should be fine. Should definitely be fine. Running low on fuel, even though I do have quite some fuel. That is unfortunate. Let's set fuel priorities to low for the Navy, high for the Army. Okay, we're doing good damage to Bulgaria already. Good amount of encirclements possible. Should be able to roll up their lines relatively easily. The Italians are, I don't want to use the word fucked, but they're properly fucked. And that is first encirclement finished. Time to clean that up. That already leaves the road to Sofia wide open. I'm going to use the infantry along this front to make pinning attacks, so the Bulgarian AI is not that capable of redeploying its units. I can drive straight for their victory points. And we have Sofia. That was easy. I'll leave a tank there so it doesn't accidentally reposition. Make sure we can take the rest of the victory points as well. Once Burgas falls and maybe Pleven, I think that is Bulgaria dealt with. How is Bulgaria looking? Yeah, probably Burgas is going to be enough. Italy's already in quite the pickle in Greece, as usual. Good. To the north, Germany is assaulting our lines. I think they want their land back, but I have no intention of giving it to them. Zaolzie is a core state, but nah, it's not a good position to hold. I'd rather sit in these mountains. We did walk out of the tile at Ostrava. That's annoying. How can I fix that? Maybe take one unit out and manually position it there. Yeah, it's annoying working with fallback lines because sometimes it just jumps around provinces that you don't want it to be on. Excuse me while I take care of Bulgaria. I think that's it. With Burgas taken, Bulgaria is done for. Yes, Bulgaria is about to collapse any second now. There we go. Bulgaria is gone. That leaves a few pockets of Italian troops. Let's just destroy these, and I can reposition my troops to the north. Just taking out Bulgaria quickly is so much pressure that's just relief from your lines. This is just a giant cancer in your back door. German attacks are going to be fierce, though. They want these tiles back because they are German land. I don't want to give them up, I really don't, because they are just such good positions. That major river crossing is going to be very helpful. Reposition my light tanks towards Thessaloniki, wipe out the Italian leftovers there, wipe out this section, and then I'll redeploy Blue Army to this stretch of the line, allowing me to shorten my field marshal order. That is going to be very helpful in defending these positions. More troops in the area. It's going to give the Germans a harder time. As for the Navy, oh, you don't have any airplanes on your carriers. Not much point in having them. I'll just outfit your carriers first, and then I'll set up some battle groups. Probably just some destroyers and light cruisers to patrol the area. See if we can sink the Italian Navy, though. The Royal Navy is large, but it's mostly outdated. It might actually be safer to just set your fleet in its entirety to strike force, just so the enemy AI is not able to get naval superiority. Okay, Bulgarian holdouts are dealt with. Redeploying the Blue Army all the way up here. That will allow me to shorten the field marshal order. Germany is pushing hard now. This is going to be risky business. Very risky business. We might end up having to yield some ground, maybe in the Alps, to hold the line. Come on, I hate these field marshal orders sometimes. Okay, now that the front line has been somewhat stabilized, I can just use a regular frontline order, except for this stupid tile, but the Germans will walk into that soon enough. In terms of air, we're not really doing well. We're not doing terrible, but we're not winning. That's for sure. Yeah, Germany's pushing hard. Germany's pushing really hard. It's going to be important that we redeploy these units quickly and that we deal with this Italian mess. That would free up my tanks to help plug gaps. Maybe help us deal with the Greeks as well. Well, the Italians in Greece. Okay, so this position is lost. There's no point pushing in there. Okay, Germany is pushing a lot of pressure on our lines. I really want Germany to take that tile. Can I hold Innsbruck? I need a lot more troops in Innsbruck. Stop walking into that tile. I don't want it. I'm abandoning it for a reason. Stop being so bad. Please, AI. For 1 second, stop being terrible. Alpine front is being battered by the Germans. It's fine. I can surrender parts of it. That will hold. Sudetenland forts are they're as secure as they're ever gonna be. Mountains here are possibly at risk. We'll have to see. And fresh troops are arriving to cover the easternmost front. I can shorten the line a bit to respond. Okay, I think this is more or less secure. This is a bit of a risk, though, but we'll see what we can do about that. Not much I can do in that area. I wipe out these Italian divisions. Bye-bye. Oh, there's some Germans there as well. Okay, that should be good if that happens. I just need to pay very close attention to the air, and I just hope I can hold. If we get pushed back a tile, that's already enough to be disastrous. See, this one tile in Moravia can be attacked from 1, 2, 3 sides. That's not brilliant, but it does make our line a lot shorter. We're not going to be able to hold here. I think we'll have to give up Innsbruck eventually. Oh, no. Reinforcements are on their way, though. No, they broke the tile here. It's fine. These are just as defensible. There's no fort there anyway. Yeah, it's fine. We can surrender that tile. It just opens up a bit of a gap, but nothing we can't deal with. We're about to lose this tile here. I'll just withdraw. It's not worth holding on to. And with that, I think we're stable. I think Japan's going to be dealt with soon enough. Soviets are dealing with Japan. Ooh, yeah, that's going to hurt the Soviets' ability to defend themselves. I think the only reason Soviets are not just outright collapsing is because we are keeping them in the fight, with our massive line drawing all these German divisions to it. Italy's mustering a lot of strength in the Alps trying to break through. I hope they don't manage. Divisions here should be good enough. Engineer and support artillery. Fighting them hard in the air. We'll do what we can. I think our defensive lines are pretty much stable though. Especially now that we have dealt with this Italian mess in the Greek holdings. Good. Now I'm just going to use the tanks to help clean up in Greece. Once Greece is cleaned up, we'll either get a quick assault on Italy trying to capitulate them or break open the Suez Canal in case the Russians do very badly and we end up losing our major trading partner. Overall, I think the save game is stable at this point. We are getting a lot of manpower from service by requirement. Our production's doing well, so we need to trade a bit more, I think. And our construction is, yeah, it's fine, though I might want more resources out of my areas. Yeah, those Sudetenland forts and your mountain tiles are really, really helpful. It's a shame that we ended up giving parts of Slovakia away, but it is stable now. It's certainly stable now. Of course, having said that, I have no doubt that this is just gonna spiral out of control any minute now. With the help of those tanks, I'll be able to clean up Greece relatively easily. That's a lot of Italian divisions gone. Fuel does seem to be a bit of a problem. Should probably prioritize the construction of more stuff in Muntentia. Get oil production up. I can still trade with the Soviets, which helps, but I have a feeling they'll go to closed economy eventually. Just getting synthetic oil, maybe. So after establishing the Air Force, autarky would not be a terrible idea. Oil tends to be a problem if you can't trade with the Americans. Another option, like I said, is just to crack open the Suez. Our naval superiority should be no problem, and it's just a matter of establishing good defensive lines while we just hold the gates open. Germans are keen on attacking us. I don't know why they are thinking they can break my Sudetenland forts, but, well, they can try. Okay, we got transport ships. That gives us the option to finally deal with Italy. I could invest in some naval stuff, but I think air takes priority right now. Yeah, we need air to stay in the fight in the north. Oh, damn. Yeah, the Alps are problematic. I lost Innsbruck. That means I lost Tyrol, so there's not much point in holding the area, though. No, we'll just defend this line as is. We'll strike back at Italy eventually. It's unfortunate, though. It's unfortunate. That's a lot of factories we just lost. Oh, well, we're still in good fighting shape. It seems Italy has mostly withdrawn from what remains of the Greek peninsula. We'll just thunder through there with our armor. Should be fine. Ah, that is Greece dealt with. Bye, Italy. It was nice knowing you. Well, not really, but bye, Italy. Alright, with that stabilized, I think I'm gonna try and snake my way to some of these islands, like Cyprus and Malta, the unsinkable aircraft carriers that will help me get naval dominance by controlling the air over these naval regions. It's gonna help me sink a lot of Italian ships. I think I'll just use some infantry to do it. Don't want to risk my armor. Armor is not that great for naval invasions anyway. Okay, political power. Ship designer? Or go back down from service by requirement? What am I getting from trade? I get 19 factories from trade. I am giving away a lot of my resources, such as aluminum, leaving me with pretty hefty imports. Same for oil and steel. It might be better if I just reduce my trade law a little bit to something like export focus. Maybe even more to limited exports, though. Yeah, let's give that a try. Limited exports. I don't need the bonuses it gives me, and it will allow me to hold on to a lot more of my own stuff. Yeah, I didn't even lose that many factories. Okay, now for the Navy. I'm gonna split off a few task forces. Ideally, I want to use decent destroyers and some light cruisers. These guys will just be looking for the enemy, maybe trying to sink some German submarines, because German submarines are annoying. And the rest of the fleet, the heavy craft and what's left of the destroyers, pretty much just sit at port as a strike force, coming in to deal that killing blow should we find the Italian Navy. I'm not that impressed by Italy's naval power. The big problem if there is one, is going to be their air. But we can definitely help that by taking Malta and Cyprus and putting our own fighters over that so they can't decimate us with naval bombers. And it might not be a terrible idea to research our own naval bombers, if only just to replace the ones we put on our aircraft carriers. Alright, let's set these guys. Troll at low risk and repair at high priority. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 areas, 1 fleet for each area. Might increase the numbers there. That leaves us with 4 heavy fleets, well, large fleets. You can also set them to strike force. Now, just to split them up a bit, so there's at least 1 navy covering every sea zone. Split them off over the areas, so they're not all sitting miles away from any action. Okay, like this, we're covering the eastern side of the Mediterranean fairly well. That should allow us to at least get our shipping through the Suez if we ever take it. It does cover our shoreline from naval invasions. We are relatively secure. I do want the islands. Like I said, I'm going to try and make a play for those. When we control those, we'll see about taking care of Italy. A naval invasion of Italy should be relatively easy, especially if they're this committed to the front. I don't know how committed they are actually in Africa. I don't think they have a lot of troops there. In terms of air power, we are fighting the Germans quite well. I like that. Cass is doing the Lord's work. It's just going to be a matter of upgrading them and keeping up. Alright, let's hit these naval invasions off. Make a play for the Italian islands. We'll see what we can do. It's not a disaster if it doesn't go perfectly. We're holding on with minimal casualties. Our war contribution's not that high, though. I think that's because the Soviets... Oh, the Chinese are in this? Oh, Japan, right. Japan, let's check out Japan. Oh, Japan, you're getting Operation Downfalled. Sucks to be you. Anyway, Japan will not be an issue for much longer. That just leaves us with Germany and Italy. Italy is bleeding manpower, same for Germany, though they are fighting mostly the Soviet Union. That's a concern for someone else, though. As long as the Soviets don't completely collapse, we'll be fine. And there goes Tokyo. Okay. Alright, well, that's Crete dealt with. Could possibly put up some casts over these sea zones. Oh, damn it. I just want to sink some Italian and German submarines. I should probably research... where are we? Yeah, I should probably get radar just to deal with the submarines, but they won't be an issue for much longer once I knock the Italians out. I don't really mind. And I've got a lot of naval power, but finding submarines is not the Royal Navy's strength, it would seem. Ooh, that hurts. Alright, establish the Air Force, done. I'm gonna get indigenous designs and then upgrade my fighters. In terms of oil, we're still good. Okay, we've got Malta as well. Okay, so we've got the islands under control. Now I'm just gonna reposition my armies, well, my spare armies, my tanks and some infantry to hop across. Hopefully we can knock them out quickly. To that end, it might not be a terrible idea to just employ some espionage. See if we can get a collaboration government going. That does require a lot less territory to be captured if we can pull that off. And if we can knock the Italians out of this, that is just brilliant. It's just going to take so much pressure off our lines. Oh, speaking of pressure on our lines, I might want to put a few more divisions here because these guys can be attacked from all sides. That's bad for their organization. Even if the terrain is very defensible, they can just de-org us with continuous assaults. The rest of the line's stable enough. I had hoped to catch some of the Italian Navy by now, but it seems like it's just the Germans and their stupid submarines here. Oh well, maybe I can catch some submarines if I research radar and get some sonar on my destroyers. Still, our priority is to win this war, not to sink the Italian Navy. I think once we get this collaboration government done, all we need really is to capture everything south of Genoa, maybe Sicily. If that happens, we've got the Italians knocked out. It's just a matter of digging in this region against the Germans, and maybe we can swing up through France. We'll see, we'll see. There are definitely options here. Oh, it looks like the Russians are falling back. Don't like that. That could pose a serious threat to us if the Russians get pushed back too much. So, to prepare, I'd best get some infantry ready. I can throw these out should the need arise. Just to lengthen my front lines. I'd rather not. That's a lot of manpower I don't really have. Hopefully, if we invade high to the north, we should be able to cut them off between Livorno and Ancona, maybe between Bologna and La Spezia. Rush the armor south, the infantry can just dig in along the northern line. Hopefully that will be enough to defeat the Italians. They are really committed to this northern front in the Alps. I hope that's where most of their army is. Of course, they probably have a lot of junk in Africa, and I see them stacking troops on these islands. So I really hope there's not too much left to the south. If there is, I think my armor should be capable of overrunning it. It is not great armor, though. I would have preferred medium tanks, but we have to work with what we have. Soon I can start making medium tanks, better light tanks as well, but I think I will start making those self-propelled guns. Yeah, a self-propelled gun tank variant. This one, light self-propelled artillery. It's just going to be a matter of hoping that the Soviets don't completely collapse, because if they do, there goes our Eastern Front. We can make better fighters. Immediately going to do that. Upgrade my engines and weapons. A little bit of reliability so they don't crash all the time. And start churning these boys out. Might as well make the better light tanks as well. If got a good stockpile, might as well. Don't need that many though. I am going to start making medium tanks now that I can. On a high priority. I will need to do a lot of trading. Good thing that Soviets are still willing to trade with us. Looks like we sank some Canadian vessels. Okay, I have no idea why Canada is in the Mediterranean, or why they're evil. I'll take it. Alright, I got troops in position. My naval invasions are ready. I know that our intelligence needs a little bit more work on that collaboration government, but I can already do the damage and then dig into the north and wait for that to finish. When that finishes, I'll just start pushing my troops towards this area so we can really start putting pressure on the Germans. The Germans really aren't hurting us anymore. They've just stopped attacking us. I think they realize it's hopeless at this point. They are completely focused on the Soviet Union, doing quite poorly, if I may say so. So they are getting close to Leningrad up there. Anyway, time to knock out, or hopefully knock out, the Italians. Speed is going to be important here, though. And so far, so good. We are landing almost uncontested. I say almost because it's not entirely contested. With that armor landed, hopefully we can take Ancona. Then I'm going to push towards the other side of the country, cut Italy in half, push my tanks south, have my infantry dig into the north. This is already going great. We are decimating the Italians. I don't think they are going to be able to stop us at this point. Speed is still going to be important, so we have to keep the train going. I just need my infantry to land and go. All of the infantry has to go north. Cover the northern flank. Immediately redeploy. Some of them are trapped at sea. Italian Navy is annoying me. Alright, getting some good pockets here already. I know it's mountains and it's not great to attack with tanks, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Alright, push, 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 push as far as we can. Alright, that's good. Can make a very strong defensive line to the north. It's mountains and a big river we can sit behind. The armor can rush south. Hopefully we can get to Sicily before they are able to reinforce it. If that works out, that will be wonderful. And of course, take care of this pocket. Once that operation with my espionage agency finishes, that's Italy out of this war. God, they're so easy to invade. I think the main problem is going to be supplying my troops there. So I'm gonna ignore the Tyrrhenian Sea and ship everything across the Adriatic, even though the port isn't optimal. But with the amount of troops we have here, local supply should be sufficient to keep my army supplied. There's more Italians here than I had assumed. Yeah, a lot of Italians suddenly showing up. Still, we can take them. We can definitely take them. Okay, indigenous designs, improve my fighters. Also, if you're gonna play with tanks, make sure you get logistics companies. They are essential if you're going to move any amount of tanks anywhere. Without logistics companies, you are bound to run into supply issues. Just an FYI. Make sure they can't convoy raid us too much. Might want to build up naval bases in the region as well, just to ensure we can get some supplies in. I think it's going to be best if I just pull the navy out of these regions and just focus everything on protecting the Adriatic. We should be able to drive south with, well, little to no issues. Get some infantry across. Maybe I can get the infantry there, pull the tanks out, and just try a naval invasion of Sicily. Alright, I can make light self-propelled guns. I was gonna do that. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I want to pick up a radio detection so I can find out where those damn submarines are. Oh god, yeah, they're pushing me. They're pushing me hard already. That's a lot of Italians, but I can make another cheeky naval invasion to potentially fix that issue. Once I get the infantry in position, I can pull the tanks out. That should fix supply issues. Yeah, the infantry is in position. I'm gonna pull these tanks out. Go for another naval invasion to the south here. Hop across Albania, probably. Take the boot and push up, or maybe take Sicily and then push north. We'll see. Once these espionage projects finish, that's also gonna help. Italy is not looking peachy, but it could have been worse. Or, well, better for us. I was too slow, I feel, in dealing with the Italians. I'm also really annoyed that our ships just aren't dealing with these submarines. Yeah, that could be it. Okay, for some reason I am unable to establish air dominance in Italy. I'll just have to accept that fact. For more mysteries, I am unable to get any sort of shipping route established to Italy, despite having the entire Royal Navy committed to protecting the Adriatic Sea. We are not getting any supplies into Italy. As a result, our troops are continuously being pushed back, despite me defending in mountains across a very narrow front. Nothing I'm trying helps. It's a mystery to me why I'm losing. It looks like we might not actually be able to pull this off as quickly as I had hoped. Still, I managed to get my tanks out, so we'll just have to try another naval invasion along the boot of Italy. Hopefully we can push up from there and trap all those Italian troops. I have not very high hopes though. I'm getting quite annoyed by the way the supply system is messing with me right now. It's not fun. So I'll try to hit them here and then push up towards Naples, cut these guys off from any sort of port. The AI is just really ruining my day right now. Just because I can't get any supply in. 262 ships committed to protecting my shipping in the Adriatic. And still, my naval route efficiency is 5%, because every now and then, German submarines, who are very hard to find, obviously, I understand that, but every now and then they manage to sink a supply ship, and just because they sink 1, 2, maybe 3 supply ships, your overall naval route efficiency tanks, because the game thinks, oh, your shipping's being attacked and you're not stopping it. I've got 200 ships, 260 ships committed to stopping it. Most of it's not happening. They just get a ship every now and then, but the game calculates naval route efficiency based on how often attacks happen. Yeah, I can't stop this. There's nothing I can do. I'll have to sit here and take it. I'm gonna cheese it though. I'm gonna hire a new commander. Here you go, David, and do a last stand. I don't want the Italians to push up.
A few moments later.
So yeah, it's not even a fighting retreat. We are pretty much just being overrun. I cannot get any supply in despite my best efforts. Got air up, I've got bombers up, nothing is really working. Maybe if I reposition my casks. I also fear that hitting them in the south with my tanks at this point isn't going to be enough. They've got a lot of troops here. No matter where my defenses are, they just keep pushing and I cannot stop them. I just can't. And I don't know why. I don't know how I can get supply in here. I have 97% naval supremacy, but my naval route efficiency is 8%. Oh, fine. I'll just look elsewhere. I can't bear that. It's too much. At least the rest of the line's stable. Russians haven't fully collapsed, and the Soviet Union has gone to closed economy. We have no more trading partners available to us, except for maybe China. China's not willing to give that much of its stuff away, so we'll have to break open the Suez. If we don't, we won't be getting any stuff. Oh, I can trade with the Hungarian Raj, that helps. Never mind, I managed to get my stuff eventually. I don't think our defenses are gonna hold. Once this last stand runs out, that's it. We're just gonna continuously fall back until we are overrun. But our tanks are almost ready to launch another naval invasion in 3 days. Hopefully that will be enough to really give the Italians the pressure that I need to roll them up. If we can push towards Naples, we can cut these guys off without any port. It's just, I need to stabilize this, but the general's not great. The troops are also not great. I'm also slowly but steadily going to change out light tanks for medium tanks, though yeah, production of medium tanks will take some time to get going. Okay, it looks like my troops are finally getting supplied, and it also looks like that doesn't matter one bit because they're still pushing us back relentlessly. Just nothing but retreating. I need that naval invasion here to succeed to roll up the Italian lines. Well, here's hoping. Okay, armor is moving. Gotta get towards Naples in a hurry. Okay, good. Good, at least this thing worked out as intended. except for the interception. The Italians know something's up. Speed is going to be key. Just hurry up and get to work. Stop sinking my ships, damn it. It doesn't feel like my armor's doing what I, want it to. It's like, we got that same trouble again. Low supply, of course. At least get some defenses in position. At least we got green air. I think once the armor manages to get some supply, if that ever happens, we should be able to push. But they managed to take Ancona. That's our biggest port in the region. That could be a problem. I take Naples. Just try and link up again. If we can just close this pocket. God, light tanks are just garbage once you get past a certain point in the game. Just really, really not good. They lack the punch that a medium tank division has. And again, please, for the love of God, if you're ever playing a game that has something to do with the Eastern Front, or you want to use tanks of any kind, get logistics companies. Please, just get logistics companies. 60 days, okay. How is their progress looking? Oh, come on. Are you really gonna push my tanks? Italy, 52% towards capitulation. And we need a lot more. Would have had it if I hadn't gotten myself pushed out of Ancona and Naples. At least the green air will allow us to completely dominate the region. Oh, pocket! Good, make use of that. Immediately close that. You've done goof this time. Everything's coming up Millhouse. Alright, despite my very, very angry rant, we're actually fixing this. Alright, we'll retake Ancona once we clean that pocket up, and then it's just a naval invasion around Palermo. And that's it. That's probably Italy gone as soon as this project finishes. Oh, thank God. Thank God for that. That was a lot more trouble than it should have been. Alright, let's clean up the Italians. Oh, that feels good. I must have killed many of their divisions. Ooh, yes, very many of their divisions. 1.12 million. Must have killed 500,000 men in that. Alright, as for the armor, I have a plan. I'm gonna naval invade Sicily, but I'm gonna hit them from Malta. I'm gonna make use of that naval base I snuck in here. The amount of light tanks that cost me is, shocking. Maybe I can start switching in some medium tanks. Alright, naval invasion of Sicily is underway. In 25 days, we'll also finish our espionage project. That's Italy out the door. I can then start working on a plan to break open the Suez and defend that region so I can, trade with people, preferably the US, and we can plot the eventual downfall of Germany. All in all, this is going quite well. Had a bit of a rocky start there, but I think this is going to go very smoothly from this point onwards. And naval invasion successful. Let's head for the naval bases here and deal with whatever's left of Italy. Alright, this naval landing is going to conclude that. If they lose Sicily, it's over for them. Once that espionage mission succeeds and a collaboration government goes in, we won't need to capture the north of Italy, they'll just fall over, and it's a matter of dealing with Germany. Very nice. Just gonna make some pinning attacks here so I can hit Messina without reinforcements getting there. And now we just hit him from all sides. I managed to get troops into Messina. Ah, it's annoying. Ah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'll just roll more tanks in. Our trade is becoming an issue though, so once Italy is dealt with, I'll just dig in against the Germans for a bit while I crack open the Suez Canal. Italy? What are you doing? Well, if you're going to be that way, don't mind if I take Genoa. I think the AI is having a moment. Don't mind if I do then. Alrighty, that's Sicily cleaned up. If the AI is just gonna give up, might as well launch an offensive to the north. Might as well. Germany's not even doing anything anymore. Yeah, they're just getting rolled up by the Russians. Methinks the save game is saved at this point, but we'll continue to play until German capitulation, because that's what you do. You capitulate the Germans. Yeah, in 10 days it's over for the Italians anyway. Oh, Italy. You had everything, and you threw it away. You just threw it away. In 4 more days, there goes Mussolini's great Roman Empire. Voila! Italy has capitulated. And they haven't even finished the collaboration government. Will it still finish though? I wonder. It would be nice if it did. Time for these troops to redeploy to that front line. I'll just bottle up the Germans there for the time being. These units clean up what's left in this region. My field marshal order can maintain a defensive line there. I should probably help clean this up first, and then I'm going to crack open Gibraltar. United States, as usual, late to the party, here to claim all the credit, but this is pretty much the nail in Germany's coffin. The US is just gonna flood this place with naval invasions. Ah, very nice, very nice. Secret police, no, let's just, yeah, local police force is much better. Oh, Venezuela. Yeah, the US is gonna have a field day. Okay, we got logistics companies. I'm going to improve those and assign them to my units. Logistics companies are really a lifesaver, especially when you use tanks. Looks like the US is off to a good start. That was not a clever plan. Germany pulling Canada in. Yeah, you're right on the behemoth's doorstep. While the US isn't going to be making massive naval landings anytime soon, they're gonna put so much pressure on the Axis at this point. You've won. Trust me, at this point, you've won. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say that the Russians have started pushing back, but AI is incompetent as always, though this isn't gonna go anywhere. Ooh, I can get fighter 3s well ahead of time. Nice. Like a year ahead of time. Not that great, but I mean, we are dominating the skies now. And that's the last of the German troops in that region dealt with this army. Gonna use you down here. Yes, down here. You can assist in invading. Just add this guy there. I'm gonna quickly mop up these islands as well, and then turn my attention on Egypt so I can at least start trading again. Don't even think it's that important. It might just be a fun little escapade. Our biggest concern is gonna be Germany, cracking them open next. We could pretty much drive to Berlin through here. I would like to get some more tanks before I do that though. Losses have been fairly high, and shipping these tanks across sea zones, that was a stupid idea. Also going to change my tank templates a little bit. I'm going to add 2 light self-propelled artilleries and remove 1 light tank division. That should help our requirements for light tanks, and I'll just start making these. They're not that expensive. Alright, this naval invasion was less than successful. Well, it is what it is. Acceptable losses. I'll just stop this. Quick naval invasion of Egypt. Nothing fancy here. I just want to secure the Suez. Maybe crush Germany's hold over Syria, but that's it. Mostly to open up a trade route with the US and allow for the US to maybe ship some troops in my way. We'll see. As expected, I'm getting intercepted, but my navy should be on hand to deal with it. Ooh, that's a lot of troops. That's more troops moving in that area than I had assumed. Shouldn't really matter though. Take El Alamein and just expand. Books-wise, we're pretty much done. Unless you want to get some national spirits or the occasional boost here, might as well. Or just go construction, air production. None of these matter. I think I'm going to go with air production. That's really good for maintaining control of the air. That 10% reduction cost is helpful. Right, with the Suez Canal taken, we should be able to trade with the US again, and yeah, it's not blown up, so that's good. I'll just mop up Syria and the Sinai, etc. Then I'll focus my entire attention on Germany. Should be able to cut them in half if I push along the order here. Capture Berlin along the way. Just need a few more tanks produced, and I should be able to thunder across the plains. Aw, he got sick. I have no idea what the Axis is doing in this region. Yeah, they're cut off. Oh, I love armor. I just wish I had more supply in the region. That is a lot of attrition we're taking here. Does not seem worth it. Our supply route is not sufficient, probably. I'm not going to build anything. I'm going to clean that up, then pull my tanks out. Can focus on Germany, the real threat. And the Soviets are pushing. That's good to see. 2 spread thin along our line and trying to fight the Soviets. They're not going to hold. Just mop up Africa and we'll see what we can do. And there goes Germany's Syrian garrison. Not a lot of troops, but it's still fun. Gonna pull the tanks out though. They've taken enough attrition. It's a bit too expensive for my taste. I'm just gonna set these up for the final push to deal with Germany. The Spanish just joined the Axis. Oh, Franco. That's gonna go well for you. Yeah, that looks like a very, very desperate Germany trying everything to get rid of me. It's a little late, and it's not gonna work out for you. Still, I appreciate the effort, Germany. I appreciate the effort. But this is a lost cause for you boys. Oh, look, the United States is getting larger. Oh, Germany. I'd save that strength if I were you. You've got some angry Yanks coming your way. I mean, I could sit here indefinitely bleeding Germany if it's manpower, but that doesn't make for a good video, does it? Well, German counterattack is fierce, and they have somehow managed to scramble together air superiority again over 2 air regions. That's unfortunate. Looks like we won't be needing desperate defense after all. We are at 1.7 million manpower. I could take it down to extensive, but don't think we have to. Yeah, I'll just stick with modern blitzkrieg. Just prepare to nail Germany's coffin shut. I know. I've been saying that for the last, 15 minutes? It's just I need to prepare. I need my tank divisions to be a little tougher than they are right now, so more medium armor in there. That way I'll be able to cleanly slice across the Oder line, cut Germany in half, and, well, together with the Soviets, we'll crush them. The sheer amount of Spanish divisions that they're just chucking at my lines is annoying. It's really annoying, especially like the southern end, or well, the westernmost bit of our line is just Spanish. Spanish everywhere. I think with a well-placed naval invasion, I can probably knock them out relatively easily. I just want to deal with the Germans first. Still got a lot of manpower, but they're on service by requirement and total mobilization. Well, this is annoying. The AI is pushing me by simply deorging me, so they're continuously attacking, even though they always lose every fight. But because they never stop attacking, my organization doesn't have a chance to recover, and they end up winning in the end just by, well, drowning my soldiers in enemy corpses, which is annoying. I might end up having to fall back along this river line or the mountain line, worst case scenario. Also not trading as favorably as I would have liked in the air. Might need to put more airplanes up. Oh yeah, I look away for like a teeny tiny bit. Yeah, pressure on my line is untenable here. They've already pushed across the major river lines, so it's gonna be falling back towards Nice. I hope I can extricate my troops. Oh my god, what the hell? How are they so quick? I can't even get my boys to disengage. This is disastrous. Just the sheer amount of Spanish troops suddenly pouring in, well, it's causing me a massive headache. I can't go anywhere with these troops. They constantly end up being pinned down by combat, and as a result, I'm not even able to take up defensive positions anymore. The enemy is just too quick. Wow, what the hell, man? They just broke me here. I need more troops. Need more troops. I don't even have the opportunity to withdraw. The attacks never stop, and now they're encircled. Great, these divisions are lost. Just because they just reinforce memed me. It's fine, we can fix this. Nothing to fix right now, it's not even that bad, but I'm a little annoyed. I'll just reinforce the line with some reserves. Yeah, I'm quite annoyed by that. At least this mountain line should be easier to hold. It's got the Italian forts on it as well. Yeah, the Spanish have just been throwing bodies at my lines. They got a lot of divisions, a really poor industry, so they can't really keep this up. Meanwhile, Germany's bled to death almost. Alright, I'm tired of Germany's constant pestering. I'm gonna start cutting them in half. It's taken long enough. If I can get the Stettin, I'll have the Germans cut in half. It's gonna be a nightmare to rearrange my armies, though. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be a nightmare indeed. Still, I think it's well worth the effort. Glorious. Okay, we've cut Germany in half. Everybody halt. Need to make sure my lines are nice and tidy. Armor should take up this position here, just to keep this gap open. So I got 61 divisions on that front, 59 divisions on this front. It might actually be pretty tight. We'll see how that German counterattack goes in terms of espionage. Let's throw some more spies out there. I could take Berlin. I just could start pushing in there. But I think I want to collapse this eastern front first. On the other hand, it might actually be a good idea to just make the most of what I have and actually just push out on this side before Germany has a chance to redeploy troops. We'll see. I think I want to crush the eastern pocket and then swing my entire strength west. First things first, though, we need to organize and make sure we can keep that pocket open. Well, that narrow barrier here. So yeah, your initial plan was correct. This is a pretty good way to deal with Germany. Just slice them in half and then crush either side. You just didn't have the tanks to do it. I much prefer medium tank divisions for this job than lights. Lights are fast, but mediums pack a lot more of a punch. I think it's time we set our armor rolling. Do all the damage we can. Yeah, German counterattack. I got red air. I wasn't paying attention. I was playing on maximum speed. As a result, they've managed to cut off a good portion of my army here. Oh, damn it. Never get cocky. Just play the game properly. There's a lot of German pressure coming in here suddenly. Like, a lot of German pressure. Okay, at least I managed to pull some of my tanks back out. I'd best make my tank offensive from some other side. This terrain is awful, I should have known. We have no supply here, it's all forests. The plains are just behind the forests, but it allows Germany to put up more of a fight than I can realistically handle with those tanks right now. So I'm just gonna pull out a little bit and attack from the south with my tanks, start rolling up their line that way. It's gonna be a lot easier to push up from here. Soviets are making gains, finally, though they still haven't. Oh my god. Soviet Union, what are you doing? Good. Nice portion of the German army encircled. I know, it's starting to drag on a little. I'll just clean this up and wipe the Germans out. I'm not gonna deal with Spain. I'm sorry for those of you looking for the complete domination of the map, but I don't have the energy to deal with Spain right now. It's 1944. Just want it to be over, to be honest. Looks like Germany is getting desperate. They're starting to put a lot of pressure on our lines. And that's another good chunk of the German army encircled. Germany's done for. Every time I make those statements, something goes terribly wrong. Yeah, these guys are dead. I'll just clean this pocket up and be done with it. This game is won. I'm just very tired after many hours of being at this, so I'm starting to make mistakes. I apologize if these pockets aren't clean, if I'm not micromanaging properly. I know that annoys people. I'm just very tired right now. I just want this to be over. A bit annoyed at how quickly Germany managed to recover that. Thought I had him there. Probably still do, but a bit annoyed. At least we're closing those pockets nicely. That is a bunch of German divisions they'll never see again. Oh, lovely. Alright, time to roll the tanks north again. And we'll push towards coastline from there. I would have expected some American naval invasions at this point. Guess they're just not interested in helping out. Oh god, it's August of 44. We're still nowhere near finishing Germany off. Soviets have suffered over 10 million casualties. We're up to 1.6 million. On the upside, Germany has lost 5.8 million men. Spanish have lost almost 1 million. This is a bloody fight. I thought once we cracked Germany in half, we would have easily rolled up one of their sides. Yeah, guess not. We're not getting anywhere. They're stopping us in our tracks. We're not gonna lose this anymore. It's a very tiresome, very slow slogging match. Not very entertaining. I'll have to be honest with you. It's just not very entertaining at all. It looks like there's also some fighting going on in South America. This is a giant mess. I just want this to be over at this point. I'm tired. Oh, that feels so good. Finally putting a stop to Germans' army groups in the eastern front is done for. It's just this that needs to collapse. They've got 2 ports left for all those troops, which is definitely not going to be enough to supply them, but it's not going to be up to me to close that. I definitely don't want to bother. Instead, I'll just swing my armor back to the west and hopefully do some damage on this side. Almost done. Oh, I hate HoI4 when it goes into the late game. It just stops being fun and starts being a chore. At least the chore of mopping up German armies is a fun one. I like seeing these pockets. Oh, that's a lot of Germans gone. Oh, that's another major pocket here. Oh, good. Bit of a shame that I have to do this pocket by pocket. One way or another, we will bring Germany to its knees. I came here to save disaster games, not make them worse. We'll win this, even if it costs me all my light tanks. Bye-bye, Germany. It was nice knowing you, but not really. Oh. Finally. Oh, those overruns. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's a good pocket. Time for the armor to take a trip towards Berlin. Eastern Front's still not cleaned up. Soviets are slacking. Could have something to do with this Spanish distraction. Oh, I'm just slicing through German defenses at this point. Ooh, speed is good. Head for Rostock, cut him off there. Yes, okay, we've got him encircled. Good. Just need to make sure that the infantry redeploys quick enough, just so our tanks don't get caught with their pants down. Now everybody redeploy and mop this thing up. Oh, we got Berlin entirely surrounded. Oh, that means all of these troops are out of organization. Don't mind if I do. I can get that to work to my advantage. Why wouldn't I? Oh, Austro-Hungarian troops preparing to drive into Berlin. Yes, we have seized Berlin. The Reich is about to fall. Oh, so many German divisions destroyed there. Love it. So it's just going to be a matter of taking Munich, Stuttgart, Frankfurt, and Hamburg. And that's going to be it. So I'll just drive my tanks around, use them as the sledgehammer they are. And that's it. This game is pretty much won. We still got Spain being annoying, but I'm not that impressed by Spain, really. They're a nuisance. Nothing more. Come on. Round up those Germans. Round up those Axis troops. I think we found the Spanish Navy. Those are dealt with. Trade is an issue. It's just impossible to keep all of my convoys flowing. Oh, that would be why. Yikes. Just put a stop to that for now. Reorganize. I'm a little embarrassed. It's June 45 and we still haven't won. Sorry about that. I think we're about ready though. Final drive towards the end of the German Reich. It's still a pretty strong Germany, but mostly I think it's because there's so many random troops in the area. Like Spain has a bunch of divisions. Peru has a bunch of divisions because they turned fascist early. They could just flood troops into the area. And I am really tired of doing this slow and controlled, and as a result, I'm just burning manpower right now. I don't care. I just want this to be over. Well, if this encirclement isn't the death of the German army, I don't know what is. I don't think I can encircle them more. God, we've lost so many divisions as well. Oh, this is a lot of divisions. But Germany's been losing a lot of divisions for the last 3 years, and it hasn't really dented their combat capabilities much. I'm impressed. I am impressed by the German army. Surely this is it. Just roll over and die, please. Oh, it's gonna be Stuttgart and Munich. 75% of the way there. This is taking me far too long. Oh, we're at the outskirts of Munich. We take Munich, it's over. Munich has fallen, and with that, Germany capitulates. Yes. Okay, I realize this was not exactly the prettiest disaster save I've played, but I did my best. All right, let's set up some peace deal here. Okay, peace deal was a mess, but in the end, we saved the. Oh my God! Look at Spain. Oh. Anyway. This peace deal is gigantic mess, but we did it. We saved another disaster save. If you've enjoyed this video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload more content. If you want to support what I do and help out the channel, check out the YouTube membership. Just hit that join button down there next to the subscribe button. Will take you to the membership page. It has all the information you need. And once again, if you have a disaster save you want to send in to me, just check out that email address. I'll leave it down in the description below. And yeah, I'll see what I can do. This has been me, Bitter Steel, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.